What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream, guys. Appreciate all y'all being here, man. We got a nice 10-game slate tonight. There's a lot to talk about for sure. This is going to be another pretty chalky slate, kind of like last night. It's very clear where you want to be going tonight. You're going to see a lot of high-owned plays. Basically, the guys that we rostered last night look like great plays once again. NAW, Eric Bledsoe, James Johnson, Kyra Lewis. I mean, they all look like great plays. Really hard to get away from those guys, too, with how shorthanded this Pelicans team is going to be. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, Zion all out once again, and Josh Hart is also out. So, going to be hard to get away from the Pelicans. Plus, on the other side of that game, Trae Young is out, Danilo Gallinari is out. So, this Hawks team is going to be another team we want to focus on. Clint Capella, assuming he plays, I think is a great option once again. Love Bogdan once again. He helped me ship a lot of single-entry tournaments last night. So I'm going to be going back to Bogdan for sure. And then, Lou Williams, if he starts for Trae Young, Rondo's no longer on the team. So Lou Williams is basically their backup point guard, 4,400. If we get Lou Williams starting, I mean, he looks like a really good play too. There's just so many good plays in this game. I already tweeted it out, it's going to be hard not to just play 5-6 guys from this Atlanta-New Orleans game because basically all the best plays are coming from this game. In my Draftkings rankings that I post on Patreon, literally seven of my top 10 plays in my rankings are coming from the Atlanta-New Orleans game. So I think you're going to be loading up on that game for sure, and then just kind of figuring out the rest, seeing if you can differentiate some way. But you're going to want to have some exposure to that game for sure. On both sides, I think. It's going to be really hard just to fade it. You can't fade that game. You're going to have some exposure. But there's definitely ways you can get different. I mean, it's a 10-game slate. There's going to be guys that are low-owned that, you can play that will help you, will separate you from the field, even if you do play the New Orleans chalk, which you probably are going to want to. But what's up, everybody? Appreciate all y'all being here as always. Chat's pretty active. I see we got, a lot of people talking. That's what I love to see. What's up, Willie? What's up, Evan? Let's get it. Hey, let's get it, baby. What's up, Noah? What's up, Jay? What's up, my man? Miles Turner will move the needle a bit if Sabonis is out. Yeah, I mean, Miles Turner, he would be another really top play. He'd be towards the top of my list if Sabonis is out. It's going to get crazy if, a lot of these questionable guys, if Sabonis gets ruled out, if, John Wall gets ruled out, there's going to be a lot of tough decisions to make. There's going to be so many good plays on this slate. It's going to be tough to nail down where exactly you're going to go. You're going to have to make some tough decisions for sure. If any more Pelicans sit tonight, they're going to have to roster one of the cheerleaders to play. I mean, yeah, they're shorthanded. The Pelicans, they're a team, basically this entire season, they've been running a pretty tight rotation. I think last night they literally just played 8 guys last night. Let me check that real quick. But I'm pretty sure all their starters played over 30 minutes, or James Johnson didn't play 30 minutes, but he played close to that. He played 28. Let me see. So yeah, every starter played at least 28 minutes, and then off the bench, Jackson Hayes played 16, Kyra Lewis played 32, and Wes Iwundu played 20. Miami Mike, holy shit, man. $50 super chat, Miami Mike. What the hell are you doing, my man? Jesus Christ, I appreciate that, man. Haircut and dinner money. Well, I appreciate that, Miami Mike. Me and my girlfriend, we're going to the movies tonight to go see the Godzilla movie. It's the first time we've been to the movies in literally 2 years, feels like. So I guess you paid for our movie tonight. I appreciate that, Miami Mike. Thank you, man. You didn't have to do that. I mean, I just won a good amount of money last night. I don't need your money, but appreciate that, brother. You support the channel so much, Miami Mike. Thank you, man. But yeah, guys, as I was saying before, Miami Mike came up in here and donated. The Pelicans, they ran an 8-man rotation last night. So looking at the team right now, they have NAW, Bledsoe, Steven Adams, and then I'm assuming James Johnson and Wes Iwundu starts, so that leaves them with Kyra Lewis off the bench, Jackson Hayes off the bench, Will Magnay. I have no idea if this dude's even on the active roster, so I don't know if he'll play. They have Najee Marshall, but he last played a couple days ago, so he might get some minutes. But yeah, they're probably going to run a thin rotation again. Maybe on the back-to-back they play some of these guys, but if they run an 8-man rotation again, I mean, you're going to have some of these Pelicans. NAW, I think, is literally, I hate to say he's a lock, but NAW's a young guy. He's going to get big minutes regardless, and he's just going to get a ton of usage. I mean, last night he took 24 shots last night in overtime, so hard to get away from these Pelicans guys for sure. Top spend up options with all this value. I mean, I would say for me, it's Giannis, number one. Luka, I wasn't a big fan of, heading into the slate, but there's just so many cheap options now. Like, my dummy lineup right now on DK has Luka and Giannis in it, so probably Giannis number one, Luka number two. I mean, it's so easy to get both of them together if you want to go that route. Is Hart out? Yes, Josh Hart is out. That's a big one because, Hart played a ton of minutes last night, so his minutes are going to have to go somewhere as well. My best guess is that Wes Iwundu starts for Hart, and then they run the same starting lineup they did last night, and you get big minutes from Kyra Lewis off the bench. Jackson Hayes, probably won't play much. He'll just back up Steven Adams. The big question, though, is like these other guys that barely play. Like, are they going to get into the rotation? I don't really know. Go get clean up Tom Holland. Hey, I probably do I need to get a haircut for sure. Like, my hair is way too long. I'm about to rent it at home. Yeah, I mean, we thought about that, but at the movie theater where we're going to, they do a pretty good job with the social distancing. Like, you purchase your tickets online, and they literally, they cut off 2 seats to your right and 2 seats to your left. So, there's going to be nobody near you. So we feel pretty comfortable going to the movies. I'm excited. I ain't been to the movies in so long, so I'm excited to go see this. First baseball was exciting. I took Hendricks like you told me not to. Let's get this NBA money tonight. Yeah, I got lucky I didn't play Hendricks yesterday, but I played Yu Darvish, so it didn't really matter. Made up for it, though, on the NBA slate. Had a really good night last night in NBA. You think Mitchell being back affects Conley's value? I mean, yeah, with Mitchell back, I don't have any interest in Conley. I really don't have any interest in anyone from Utah at all. Maybe Rudy Gobert, but not much, honestly. James Johnson or Kyra Lewis? I mean, it's really close between the two. JP, I'd probably still take James Johnson, but, I mean, I think both are two of the better value plays on this slate. I expect Kyra Lewis gets probably 30-plus minutes again off the bench. Not a good movie. I watched it last night. Oh, man, don't tell me that. I mean, I've heard some of my friends told me it was good, so I guess we'll see. I'm just excited to go to the movies. I haven't been to the movies in so long. NAW and Kyra are better than Ball. He may have lost his job. I mean, yeah, NAW, I don't know why he's not getting more minutes than he... I remember the beginning of the year, NAW was a DNP. He wasn't even playing. It's crazy. I mean, Lonzo's good, but I don't know. I feel like Lonzo should have got traded. He should probably go somewhere else. He's good, but I don't know if I think NAW is kind of the future point guard for the Pelicans. How about Dame? Feel like everyone's overlooking him? I mean, yeah, Dame's one of those guys, if you want to get different, you can pay up for Dame. I don't see him being very popular. You can stack the Atlanta-New Orleans game, be very chalky, play those really good chalky plays, and then play Damian Lillard, and you're going to automatically be contrarian. Because Dame's going to be, 5% owned? Less than that, probably. NAW looks better because everyone's out. His usage is up. I mean, yeah, he's going to get a ton of usage. I mean, he's a productive player anyway. He's been good even playing with the starters. He's a guy he's a good shooter. He can score. He's a good facilitator. He should be getting big minutes for this team for sure. One top shelf player may work tonight with all the players available. I mean, right now, San Diego, there's a lot of good value, so you can definitely go stars and scrubs on this slate for sure. There's so many good plays from 5K to 3K. What's that on your lip? Do I have something on my lip? I have no idea. Unless you're talking about my hair, I guess. You talking about the little hair right there? That's probably what you're talking about. Yeah, I need to shave that. I'm going to have to shave up after I get off the stream, so you guys will leave me alone. Is Curry out? Yes, Steph Curry's out, but I don't really think that affects too much because a lot of the Warriors guys were priced up, for when Curry was out. But Miami Mike, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. I guess that's a little bit of hair you're talking about right there. I appreciate the $5 super chat, though. Thank you, man. Continuing to support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Even though half the time you donate, you're just talking shit or something, I still appreciate it. Noah's to go with that takedown last night. Yeah. So last night I played pretty light for NBA because I was sweating MLB during the day. And, it was opening day. I was excited to play MLB, so I went pretty heavy on MLB. So I played a little bit lighter for NBA, and I literally had, the stone nuts. My lineup was so good last night. Literally every single entry tournament I was in, I took it down. Except, I think the $1, I got second or something. But the $1, the $2, the $5, the $12, took it all down. Played super light, though. I'm so annoyed. I was looking through tournaments, like if I would have played like any other like the 555, if I would have played that, I would have got second for 20K in the 555. Annoying, but it is what it is. I'll take my nice win and move on to the next day. I'm excited for this slate for sure. Is Luka okay play or not? I mean, yeah, I'm fine with Luka. Now that we have so much value, I mean, I don't love the matchup for Luka, but there's so much value that you can very easily fit Luka and another stud if you want to go that route. Kong or Godzilla? I'm team King Kong, I guess. Jordan Poole only 4,200 on FanDuel without Curry. Yeah, that's pretty good. On DraftKings, he's 6,100, so I'm not as interested on him on DK. But yeah, FanDuel price, that's pretty good. Jordan Poole definitely a good play on FanDuel. He's on the injury report, but he's probable, so he should be good to go. But just keep an eye on that. What about guys on the Warriors after Curry? Well, Curry's out. I don't know if you saw that, but with Curry out, I don't know if that really changes too much, just because a lot of the guys that are affected with Curry out were priced up for when he was out. So like Andrew Wiggins is 7,500, Poole 6,100. Like they're not cheap. So I don't see any. I would say Draymond Green's probably my favorite play from Golden State. I think he's the most underpriced of all the Warriors, but I still don't consider him a top option on this slate. Patrick Bush, $10 super chat. Congrats on smashing it last night. I wanted to show my appreciation for helping become a better DFS player. Thanks, my brother. I appreciate that, Patrick. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Thank you for always supporting the channel. What was your DK lineup last night? I'll pull it up on my phone real quick. I guess I probably should have pulled it up on the screen, but I'll show you guys. So if you were in any single entry tournaments from $12 down, you probably saw me in there. So it finished with 355.5. Had Westbrook, NAW, Josh Hart, James Johnson, Capella, Eric Bledsoe, Bogdan, and Jakob Poeltl. Finished with 355.5. That was my DK lineup last night. And like I said, I played lighter because I was focused on MLB, and of course I play light, so my lineup smashes. Just annoying. You have interest in the Pelicans on DraftKings? I mean, yeah, the Pelicans are clearly like some of the best plays today. NAW, Bledsoe, Kyra Lewis, James Johnson, basically the guys we played yesterday besides Josh Hart are all great plays once again. Kyra Lewis or Bledsoe, I mean, I think if you have the salary, you play Bledsoe, but both, I like both a lot. Hard not to. I think Capella plays full minutes. Yeah, that's one thing I'm a little bit worried about. I'm pretty sure Capella did get like tweaked his heel or something, like basically whatever was keeping him out for, like he had been injured for a good amount. I think he re-injured it last night, but he's not on the injury report. Supposedly one of the beat writers tweeted out that he was out this afternoon, but then he deleted the tweet and said that was a mistake. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Capella plays limited minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if when the 5:30 injury report comes out, he gets ruled out. So just keep an eye on it. If we don't hear anything, though, I'm assuming Capella's full go. I mean, if Capella plays 36 minutes again, he's going to smash. But I am a bit worried about that. I'm a bit worried. Just keep an eye on it. What is or top cash must tonight? I mean, you got to look to the Pelicans, Jay. Like, NAW, I would say, is probably a guy. Like, if you're not playing NAW in cash, you might as well just light your money on fire. Would you be hesitant on Trent for 5,200? He had a good game last time. I mean, yeah, I have interest in Gary Trent. I still like all the New Orleans and Atlanta guys like Bogdan, Lou Will, Bledsoe, Lewis. Like, I prefer all those guys over Trent. But yeah, Trent's still viable for sure. Bledsoe or Bogdanovic? I'd probably give the edge to Bledsoe or Bogdanovic, but that's really close. I mean, Bogdan I do like a lot. He treated me well last night. I'm definitely probably going to be back on him again tonight. I think I'd go with Bogdan there, but that's super close. How much did you win last night? It was a little over 2,800. The biggest win, though, was in the $12 single entry for 1,500. What's up, Noah? Just joined the live. Any guards 4,300 or under besides New Orleans guards? Well, besides the New Orleans guys, I mean, you have Lou Will for 4,400. I would say Lou Will if you could get to him. But if you can't get to Lou Will, I mean, what's Kevin Huerter's price? I thought Kevin Huerter was 4,300. No, Kevin Huerter's 4,500. I do like Kevin Huerter as well with Trae Young out. Yeah, it's tough because, I meuld want to, I guess Denzel Valentine, if Zach LaVine's out again, I would say Denzel Valentine. But I just don't know if we are going to get that news like anytime soon. Like you're basically just, if you play Valentine, you're just basically going to cross your fingers and hope that LaVine's out. But Valentine is a good value if LaVine's out again because he got a ton of minutes last game when LaVine was out. Do you play in 150 max GPPs? I normally don't. I mean, I did a couple years ago during baseball season, and whenever Roto Grinders, their lineup builder used to be free. But now, lately, I've just been playing one lineup. I just hand build one lineup, and that's what I've been doing lately. So no, I don't play 150 max. Yeah, I did get lucky, Eddie, with the overtime. I mean, I wasn't even really sweating it. I remember opening the DK app. My lineup was like right on the edge of the cash line, but I had like a lot of PMR left, and I was in pretty good shape. Like I was already in the cash line with like a lot of PMR. I had way more PMR than anyone around me. So I was like, damn, this is a pretty good lineup. And then I opened again about an hour later, and I was in like the top 20. With still a lot of guys in the Atlanta San Antonio game, and then it went to overtime. And yeah, that's what put me over the top. There were some Kawhi teams though coming up behind me. Luckily, Kawhi didn't get enough to pass me, and that's another thing. I got really lucky with Paul George getting ruled in. T Money, thank you for becoming a member, man. I appreciate the additional support. You'll have a little VIP badge next to your name. You'll have some access to the emojis in chat as well. Thank you for becoming a member, T Money. I appreciate the additional support, man. But yeah, I got lucky, man. I mean, anytime you take down a GPP, like you got to get lucky somewhere, and I got lucky with the overtimes. 2 overtimes actually, because the Pelicans game went to overtime as well. On Yahoo, what do you think? NAW, Bogdan, Van Vliet, Poku, Johnson, McDaniels, Capella, Giannis. I mean, that's solid. I'd probably want more than just NAW. Like I'd want either Bledsoe or, I mean, I guess you have Johnson in there as well. But yeah, that's solid. I mean, you're going to want at least 2 or 3 Pelicans, I would say, type 1. We think about Knight since Capella, OT, Collins out. I mean, I probably won't go to Knight unless Capella gets ruled out, but I don't think Capella's going to get monster minutes, but honestly, it's just, we don't know. Like you're guessing basically. Like, my best guess is Capella probably plays like 30 minutes. I don't know if he's going to play like 36. You're guessing, honestly. I wouldn't play Brandon Knight, though, unless Capella somehow gets ruled out. Just keep an eye when the 5:30 injury report comes out. I'm going to be interested to see if Capella is on it or not. Because I remember the beat writer from the Hawks last night after the game tweeted out that Trae Young and Clint Capella both re-injured. Like, Trae Young re-injured his heel and Clint Capella re-injured something. And he said, be on the lookout on the injury report. I expect both those guys to be on the injury report. Trae Young obviously got ruled out. Capella did not, but we don't exactly know. I mean, we've seen, guys will be off the injury report in the afternoon, and then, when 5:30 comes, they get ruled out. So just don't be surprised if Capella gets ruled out at 5:30. When I go heavy, my lineups don't sniff cash. Hey, I feel you there, Josh. I feel you there, my man. Anytime I play more than normal volume, my lineups are always terrible. Just how it goes. It's frustrating, but it's just how it is, I guess. But when you have a nice win, even if you play light, you just got to enjoy the win and move on to the next day. I'm driving. Can you run through the value options for me? I mean, NAW, I don't know if you consider him a value. I wouldn't consider him a value, but James Johnson, Kyra Lewis, Lou Will, if he starts, I think are like some of the best values. And then you got a lot of those guys, Bledsoe, NAW, Bogdan in the 5K range that look like great plays. Only playing one of Westy or Kyrie was really what you needed to have in single entries last night. Yeah, I mean, I wanted Kyrie with Westbrook, but I just couldn't make it work. Like, I tried building with Kyrie and Westbrook together, but I just didn't like my lineup, so I went a little off the board. I played Capella. Capella wasn't as high owned as I thought he would be. He was like 25% owned. I thought he was going to be a little bit more than that. And then I got lucky with the with the overtime and stuff. I mean, Jakob Poeltl and Bogdan, like, they weren't top options for me. They were literally, like, last guys in. Like, I built out my lineup. I had Ford and Util left, and I was, like, just looking through options. I originally had Gallo over Bogdan, but once it was announced that Gallo was not starting, I thought Gallo was going to start for Collins, but he didn't. So I swapped Gallo to Bogdan. Got super lucky there. I mean, Gallo still had a good game, but obviously he didn't score nearly as much as Bogdan. And then Poeltl was just... I had 5,900 left for my util, and Poeltl was the guy that I liked most there, so I played Poeltl. Core 4, Van Vliet, Giannis, Capella, Boogie, Bogdan, I guess. Van Vliet, Giannis, Capella, Bogdan. I mean, yeah, Mitch, I think that's a solid 4. I like all of those guys tonight. Draymond Green or Montrezl Harrell, I'd probably rather go with Draymond there. How much did I end up winning? It was just a little over 2,800, Mitchell. Just a little over 2,800. Is James Johnson a good play at minimum price? I mean, yeah, he was a top value last night once it was announced he was starting, and I mentioned that, multiple times in the live stream yesterday. I said I'm not playing James Johnson if he's not starting, but if he gets announced as starting, I think he's one of the best value plays, and sure enough, he got announced as starting, so I late swapped onto James Johnson, and, James Johnson I assume is going to start again, so he's a great value play once again. Thoughts on NAW, Herter, Bogdan, Johnson, Capella, Porter Jr., Siakam, Van Vliet. I mean, Porter, for me, that's dependent on if John Wall plays or not. Like, I'm not going to go to Kevin Porter if John Wall plays. But if John Wall's out, yeah, that's solid. Do you believe Sabonis is playing tonight? I mean, I really have no idea. I would say he probably does. Like, Sabonis, normally when Sabonis is questionable, he normally plays. So I assume he'll play, but we'll have to see. Traded my FVV and KPJ for Wood and Depot, my 14-team cat. Thoughts? I mean, I don't play NBA season long, so I really can't help you there. FVV and KPJ for Wood and Depot, I mean, that feels like a decent trade, I guess, but I don't play NBA season long, so I just stick to DFS. What do you think about Porzingis going back to the Knicks or going back to New York? I mean, there's not much there for me. Like, I just don't. I mean, he's already played the Knicks multiple times since he went to Dallas, or since he got traded to Dallas. So I don't know if there's really any revenge there or anything. Van Vliet, Poku, Capella, or Bledsoe, Edwards, Vooch. I'd probably take the first one, Van Vliet, Poku, and Capella. I used Pirtle as the last guy in some of my lineups. Yeah, Pirtle, he was the last guy in for me. Like, he was not someone I was starting my lineup with, but he just fit, and I was okay playing him if he fit. You think Valanciunas is a good play tonight? I mean, I think Capella is clearly Capella clearly projects better, and if Capella plays his normal minutes, he's most likely going to outscore Joe Val, so I'd rather have Capella over Joe Val. But Joe Val's another guy that I expect is going to be super low owned on this slate, so if you want to get different, if you need someone to play, if you're stacking the Atlanta-New Orleans game, you're going to be very chalky that way. Just play J Val and you'll be different because J Val's going to be low owned. Martin E, 502 Super Chat. I'm playing Giannis tonight. Consider yourself warned. Well, damn, Martin. My dummy lineup on both sites right now has Giannis in it, so I might have to reconsider. But thank you for the 502 Super Chat. I appreciate that, man. Might have to reconsider, though, if you're playing Giannis and you warned me. Got lucky last night. Also had that Atlanta-San Antonio game stacked. I mean, yeah, sometimes you just have to get lucky. Overtime is not something we can predict, but when you stack a game and it goes overtime, you get lucky, you enjoy the win, and you move on to the next slate. Randall and Kyra Lewis or Draymond and OG. I'd probably take Julius Randle and Kyra Lewis. Kyra, a good value play. I mean, yeah, he's one of the better value plays. Him and James Johnson. I played a lot of Dean Wade and Robin Lopez to get both Kyrie and Westbrook into lineups. I mean, yeah, I think Dean Wade had a really good game last night. I don't know what Robin Lopez did, but I know Dean Wade did really well. I mean, freaking Kevin Love, man. How about that Kevin Love thing? Another thing as well, Isaiah Hartenstein last night I thought was one of the clear top value plays. But once it was announced that he was not starting and that Kevin Love was playing, I swapped off of Isaiah Hartenstein, which really I don't want to say hurt me or help me because I mean Hartenstein he had 26 DK points. He finished he hit 7x value. I mean he was good. But when you got 26 from Hartenstein, you didn't need him to win last night. So I definitely got lucky there. I mean, in my opinion, I thought Hartenstein was a pretty bad value. Especially he was still 40% owned. Once I saw that Hartenstein was still 40% owned coming off the bench, I was pretty glad that I didn't play him. And we kind of got lucky because he was smashing and then he got in foul trouble. But that's another thing. I did swap off of Hartenstein and I took him out of my core plays once it was announced that he wasn't starting. Like any Celtics tonight? I mean, not really. Not on this slate. If I had to play anyone from Boston, it'd probably be Robert Williams. Or on Yahoo, Jaylen Brown I could see playing just because small forward is not the best position. But not going to be on many Celtics, I don't think. You think Jonas can stay out of foul trouble against Cat? I mean, foul trouble is not really something we can predict, so I wouldn't, if you like Valanciunas tonight, I would just play him. I mean, don't worry about foul trouble. And if he gets in foul trouble, then, you just got unlucky. If Capella is out, who plays center for Atlanta? I mean, I would assume probably like Okongwu or Brandon Knight. I mean, I'm assuming Capella plays, but just don't be surprised if he does get ruled out. Just because he was originally, the beat writer this afternoon tweeted out that he was on the injury report, or the beat writer actually tweeted out that he had been ruled out, and then he deleted the tweet. So that just makes me a little, like, if he was, why would they even, rule him out in the afternoon if there was no injury concerns? Like, Capella is definitely a riskier option. Like, I feel like if Capella plays his normal minutes, he's going to crush, but I would not be surprised at the end of the night if you check the box score and Capella's played like 25 minutes. Capella could play 25 minutes and suck, and you're going to be screwed if you played him, and he could play his normal minutes and put up 50 again or 60 again. I'm going to be interested to see like what his ownership is. Right now he's in my Yahoo lineup. He's not in my DK lineup, but I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with Capella. I feel like if I play him, he's gonna get limited minutes, and then if I don't play him, he'll play 36 minutes again and drop a 60 piece. Poku or Johnson? Talking about James Johnson, I mean, for the savings, I'd probably take James Johnson. I mean, he's $2,000 less, and he could easily outscore Poku, so I'd probably take James Johnson. Can you reassess the Bulls if Levine and White are out? Yeah, if Levine and White are out, the guys I would be interested in would probably be Vooch. I mean, I don't think any of them would be like top options for me because I still would prefer, a lot of the Hawks guys and a lot of the Pelicans guys over the Bulls. But Vooch, Markkanen, Valentine, and Satoransky would probably be the four guys I'd be interested in. Not really anyone else, though. I really love a low-owned Celtics stack tonight. Tatum, Brown, Williams. I mean, yeah, if you want to stack those Celtics, go ahead. They're all going to be low-owned. I don't think I'd be doing that on this slate, but, you do you. Did you watch the game? If you're talking about the Hawks-Spurs game, I did not. I mean, I watched the play-by-play. I was looking at the play-by-play on my phone, but I didn't watch the game. What do you think about Kimball Walker tonight? I mean, I really don't have that much interest in Kimba. Like I said, the Celtics are not a team I'm really targeting much. If I had to play any Celtic tonight, it would probably be Robert Williams, but just don't think I'm going there. Just so many better plays on this slate, I think. Harrell versus Holmes tonight. Who do you think has the advantage? I mean, if you're talking about who just scores more points, I mean, I'd probably project Holmes for more DK points. I don't think I'd be really playing either one, though, on this slate. You think there is a more chance of playing one-on-one DK matches? Like, you're talking about playing head-to-head versus somebody? I mean, it depends on who you're playing, San Diego. Like, if you're playing a pro player, then your chances of winning that are pretty slim. But if you're playing someone who's pretty new to DFS, I mean, you might have a good chance of winning that. I mean, head-to-heads can be profitable. You got to be smart with who you're playing. If you're playing pros, then yeah, you're in bad shape. But if you can get some good action against bad players, I mean, head-to-heads can be pretty profitable. Thoughts on NAW, Bledsoe, and James Johnson stack? I mean, yeah, you can play all three of those guys. I see no problem. Those are three of the best plays on this slate once again. I mean, last night, Bledsoe, NAW, and Johnson they all crushed their price tags, and they should probably do it again. Trent or Bledsoe, last man in. I mean, I'd probably take Bledsoe there, but I assume Bledsoe will be a lot higher owned. So if you want lower ownership, you can play Trent. But just straight up, I think I'd rather have Bledsoe. Morant 6,800, Brogdon 6,600 on FanDuel makes it hard to get to Bledsoe or Lewis. Guess I'm the only one playing FanDuel. I mean, it depends on I don't know what Bledsoe or Lewis's price points are. But if they're priced similarly to those guys, then yeah, I'd probably just take straight up, I'd rather have Morant over Bledsoe. But if Bledsoe's a lot cheaper, then Bledsoe's probably the better play if he's a lot cheaper. Isaiah Thomas is back in the league. This is his last chance. Yeah, I saw he signed with the Pelicans, but he's not going to be available today. I think he's gonna play their next game, though, Sunday. They say he's going to play Sunday. Good luck, Noah. Hey, good luck to you as well, DD. Good luck to you as well, my man. I'm thinking Bogdan is actually the safest play from Atlanta today. New coach clearly favors him as top option on offense and doesn't seem too fond of Herter. I mean, yeah, I think Bogdan, he's got big minutes in back-to-back games, and I've been saying it, I think with John Collins out, that's going to secure Bogdan's minutes just because, they can they can run smaller lineups, which allows Bogdan to get more minutes, and they've been doing that recently. I mean, Bogdan's been playing so well. I don't see any reason why he would go back to playing like 20 minutes. I mean, especially with Trae Young out too and Gallo out. I mean, Bogdan feels like one of the top plays today. And he's someone that can, I wouldn't be surprised if they start him at point guard. I mean, I don't think they're going to do that. I think Lou Williams is going to start for Trae Young, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bogdan starts at point guard. NAW, Lewis, Bogdan, Johnson, Capella, Bledsoe, Lou Will. Who do I fade to grab a pay-up option? I mean, I really like all. I mean, you got 7 guys from one game, but those look like 7 of the best plays. I would say that if Lou Will does not start, he'd probably be the one guy I'd be willing to get off of. Right now, Lou Will's in my dummy lineup on both sides, but if he's not starting, then I'm probably going to swap off of him. Right. I don't think I can't remember if he's in the projected starting lineup or not. Let me check. Fantasy Labs, they have projected starting lineups, and normally they're pretty accurate. So let me check this real quick. I think they have Lou Will in the projected starting lineup, but I want to confirm. Yeah, so they've actually got the projected starting lineup as Lou Will, Kevin Huerter, Tony Snell, Solomon Hill, and Capella. They've actually got Bogdan going to the bench, which I don't see happening. That'd be kind of weird. I assume Bogdan will start over Kevin Huerter. But right now, Fantasy Labs has Lou Will in the projected starting lineup. Now, that's just a projection. They don't know, but they have him in the projected starting lineup. Great info as always, Noah. Thanks for your help. Dude, enjoy the movie. Looks awesome. Hey, I appreciate that, Tom. I'm excited to go to the movies tonight. It's been forever, man. I think the last movie me and my girlfriend saw was, I want to say I don't even know. I think the Spider-Man movie, which came out 2 years ago. I mean, it's been so long since we went to the movies. And the movie theater in our, where we live, it opened it opened 5 months ago. There's been no movies that have come out, but now, movies are starting to come out again. So, yeah, I'm excited to go see this Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm super late. Let's get it. Which Hornet you think will be the most valuable tonight? I mean, on this slate, I don't think I'm really going to go to any Hornets just because there's so many other better plays. But I guess if I had to play somebody, it'd probably be Gordon Hayward or Devontae Graham. But I'm probably not playing any Hornets in my one lineup. Burks are healed. If R.J. Barrett's out, he's still questionable. If R.J. Barrett's out, I'd play Burks there. Tony Snell, last man in, 44 minutes last game. I mean, yeah, Tony Snell played 44 minutes last game, and he still had 13 fantasy points. I mean, I don't want to play Tony Snell, but if he makes your lineup work, I guess I'm fine with it. He's probably going to play big minutes again. But literally, you saw what Tony Snell could do. I mean, he can play 40 minutes again and score 15 fantasy points. Tony Snell is never someone I feel like I have to play. On Yahoo, Valanciunas or DeAndre Ayton? Probably rather have Valanciunas there between those two. You like Lou Will if he starts? Yeah, if Lou Will starts, I think he's a really good play. If he doesn't start, then I'd be a bit hesitant to go there just because I wouldn't be... I feel good about him playing closer to 30 minutes if he's starting. If he's not starting, then he probably is only going to play mid-20s, low-20s minutes, which doesn't make him as good of an option. Bogdan played primary ball handler for a lot of the games last night for whatever that's worth. It's clearly part of their offensive game plan. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they start Bogdan at point guard. When he was with the Kings, I mean, he was their backup point guard whenever De'Aaron Fox was off the floor. Pelicans signed Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, they signed Isaiah Thomas, but he's not going to be able to play today. So, you shouldn't be worried about that for today's slate. He's going to play Sunday, though. So I guess we can talk about that for Sunday when we get there. Still likes V or Kendrick after price increase. I mean, yeah, they're still viable. Kendrick, I'm not as high on because, now that Poku is back, I assume Kendrick Williams will go back to the bench. But V should still play pretty big minutes. Neither one I think are top options for me. I'd rather have Eric Bledsoe all day over Svi. Eric Bledsoe's the same price tag, or he's just $100 more. But Svi's still viable. Kendrick Williams, though, I'm not really on. They just finished filming the new Spider-Man movie. Oh, I'm excited. I'm pretty sure the new Spider-Man movie is gonna have all the Spider-Man in it. It's gonna have Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland in it. It's going to be pretty cool. How do you feel about the Warriors guards? On Draftkings, I really don't like either one of Poole or Wiggins just because I think they're priced appropriately. If anything, they're too expensive. But someone in the chat said that Jordan Poole's like $4,200 on FanDuel. So if you play on FanDuel, I think Jordan Poole's a good price on FanDuel. Tony Snell, 38 minutes, 14 DFS points. Yeah, very true, very true. It's like that one meme with Snell where he played 30 minutes and had 0 stats. Yeah, that happened. I don't know when that happened, but I remember that. He played like 27 minutes, didn't take a single shot, didn't get a rebound, didn't get an assist, no turnovers, no steals, no blocks, literally just blank for 27 minutes. Just ran up and down the court. Will you still go to McDaniels after these value plays? I mean, I'm not as high on McDaniels now just because there's so many other good options. I think McDaniels is still viable. Like, he's not out of play, but I don't think I'm going to be playing him in my one lineup now that we have, all these good plays from the Pelicans, all these good plays from the Hawks. Like, those guys just look like I'd rather save, almost $2,000 and play James Johnson over McDaniels. Svi is dirt cheap on FanDuel, $3,700. Yeah, I mean, that's a good price too. I'd be more interested in him there. Pricing on FanDuel is just so different than DK. I mean, FanDuel is just so much slower to jump pricing up. Fox or Lillard? I mean, I'd probably take De'Aaron Fox there, but I think both are going to be low-owned on this slate. So if you're looking for, a low-owned stud that is going to help you differentiate from the field, like you could definitely go to one of those two guys. I'd probably take Fox, though, between the two. Looking for a low-cost point guard, last fill, any recommendations? I mean, Kyra Lewis, assuming you don't have him, is the first guy that comes to mind. Tony Snell's raw usage on the year is 9%. That's the third lowest among all players with over 500 minutes. Only PJ Tucker and Thibault are lower. That does not surprise me. Does not surprise me at all, Eddie. Who's worse, Tony Snell or PJ Tucker? I mean, if I'm building a team, I'd probably rather have PJ Tucker, but DFS-wise, I mean, PJ Tucker's probably worse DFS-wise. Like, I think Tony Snell has a little bit more upside than PJ Tucker. Like, if I had to play anyone in DFS, it'd probably be Tony Snell over PJ Tucker. But if I'm, building a team, I think I'd rather have PJ Tucker on my team just because of how good he can defend. Blank 0 on Tony Snell. I mean, yeah, God. I will never roster Tony Snell. And there's been slates where he's actually been, somewhat viable, and I still, I don't play him. And he's actually viable tonight, but I'm not going to play him. And if Tony Snell goes out there and somehow scores even close to, 25 DK points, I'd be very surprised. I mean, he's actually had some decent games this year. He's had some games. I think he did have a game where he had, 30 DK points or something. I mean, yeah, against Houston, 28 DK points. He shot 5 for 7. He hit 5 3-pointers, so that'll definitely help. He got 5 assists, which normally never happens. But I mean, yeah, look at Tony Snell's game log. I know game log's not everything, but this is just never someone you have to roster. 44 minutes last night, 13 fantasy points, took 5 shots in 44 minutes. He's just going to stand in the corner. 29 minutes, 6 fantasy points. I know he's cheap. He's going to play a ton of minutes again. He might take a few more shots, but yeah, I'd never play Tony Snell. And I won't play him tonight. I'd rather play Solomon Hill, I think, over Tony Snell if I had to play one of those two shitty forwards from the Hawks. They both take 4 or 5 3-pointers a game, and their scores entirely depend on how many they hit. That is very true, Eddie. If Tony Snell takes 5 threes tonight and he knocks down all 5 of those 3-pointers, he might actually score 25, 28 DK points. But if he doesn't knock down even a couple of those, he's probably scoring less than 10 because he's not going to get peripherals at all. Y'all have officially taught me off of Tony Snell. Thanks. Hey, Mitchell. Anytime we shit on a player, normally they always go off. So we've been shitting on Tony Snell for the last 5 minutes, which means he's probably going to have the best game of his career tonight. So adjust accordingly. I have 3 Pelicans, 3 Hawks, and DK. 2 more spots with 17-2 left. Which third team the best to stack? I mean, you don't have to stack a team. I mean, 3 Pelicans, 3 Hawks makes a lot of sense on this slate. But if you got 17-2 left for your last 2 spots, then you should probably be playing Giannis and some other 6K guy, or Fred VanVleet and some other 9K guy. You don't have to stack. You don't have to stack two guys. Just because you have 3 Pelicans, 3 Hawks doesn't mean you have to have 2 players from another team. Like my lineup right now, I think on DK has 3 Pelicans, or has 4 Pelicans, 2 Hawks, and then 2 studs. Like, I don't know if that's the way I'm going to go on this slate, but right now that's the way I'm approaching it. 4 Pelicans, 2 Hawks, 2 studs. They should do a reverse DFS in which the lowest score wins. I think they've actually had that on FanDuel. It was like, I can't remember what it was called, but it was literally like the worst lineup would actually win the top prize. So I don't, like, that was a while back, but I'm pretty sure FanDuel actually had that. But like you had to, I don't think you couldn't just play people, you had to play guys that actually got points, I think. Like if you played guys, like you had to play players that actually scored points. Now that we're talking about Snell, he's going to score 50 DK points. Oh, yeah, go ahead and mark it down. Anytime we shit on a player, they literally have the best game of their career. Good luck tonight, Noah, and let's get it. Hey, good luck, Team Money. Good luck, my man. Thanks for being a member, Team Money. I appreciate you becoming a member. Appreciate the additional support. How many is too much on Hawks Pels? I mean, I'd probably be fine playing 5, 6 guys from that game. I mean, you can honestly probably play 7, but I think 5 or 6 is good to me. 7 might be a little bit too much. Depends on which 7 guys you're playing, if you were to do that. Noah, you the best in the game? Well, I appreciate that, Brad. Appreciate that, man. The only way Tony Snell would be a legitimate option if he was playing alongside P.J. Tucker, Thibault, Noel, and Stanley Johnson. That is very true, Eddie. That is very true. And I don't know if we'd ever see any starting lineup close to that in the NBA. Siakam and Cat as the last 2 pieces, I mean, yeah, that's fine. Like if you like, I think the way I'm approaching this slate is I'm gonna load up on those chalky Pelicans, I'm gonna load up on those chalky Hawks, and then I'm gonna find like 2 lower owned studs that I want to play as a way to get different. I think that's the way I'm kind of approaching this slate. So if that's Siakam and Cat for you, then yeah, for sure that's the way you can go. It's kind of stupid. Like this slate's gonna come down to which studs you play, because I think everyone's gonna have those Pelicans guys, everyone's gonna have those Hawk guys, so. Getting your studs right is going to be the key, I guess. It's going to be what either wins you money or loses you money. You can't play 7 without leaving a ton of salary on the table. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, even if you were to play the most expensive guys from the game, like, let's see. So if you were to play Capella, NAW, Bogdan, Bledsoe, Steven Adams, I probably wouldn't play Steven Adams, but Herter. Let's see. Or you can't play Herter there. Well, you probably could. You just have to move Bogdan to small forward, then play Herter. So if you were to play the 7 most expensive guys in the game, hold up. You'd have 7,500 left. Well, that's 6 guys. So if you were to play 7, Lou Will, you throw Lou Will in there. I mean, yeah, that'd probably leave you enough to play a stud. Let me see. Can I move this around? I would probably have to take Steven Adams out. Let's put Lou Will in there. And then can't put Kyra Lewis in there either. Well, damn. I mean, you can't even really play 7 guys from the game. Just because that doesn't really work. I mean, yeah, like, you're probably not playing 7 guys from the game, but you could definitely play 6 for sure. Like NAW, Bogdan. Let's put him at small forward. NAW, Bogdan, Bledsoe, Lou Will. Where's James Johnson? He's a top play, obviously. James Johnson. And then maybe Capella. I mean, you play those 6 guys. Like this is what this slate's going to be. It's going to be what do you do with these last 2 spots? That's going to be what either wins you the slate or loses you the slate. I mean, I guess you don't have to play Capella. You could play someone else, but like you could take out Capella and then you got a little 3v3. I mean, literally, if Lou Will starts, this is going to be like the most popular build everyone has tonight. So, but it's hard not to play him. Like they clearly project as some of the best plays of the slate. Like you almost have to play these guys. It's basically gonna come down to like a 2v2 or a 3v3 if that wins you the slate or loses you the slate. Who's the best small forward on New Orleans Hawks game? Yahoo lineup? I mean, I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's really any small forwards on Yahoo from that game that I would be playing. because Gallo's like the only small forward and he's out, obviously. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't play Tony Snell. I wouldn't play Wes Iwundu. So I wouldn't play a small forward in that game. But I mean, there's the annoying thing is that all the good plays are shooting guard. Bogdan's shooting guard on Yahoo. Bledsoe shooting guard. Lou Will's a shooting guard. So super annoying. Lou Will should be a point guard. I don't know why he's not on Yahoo. How many minutes you got Lou playing? I said it earlier, Jay. If he starts, I think he plays like probably 28 to 30. If he comes off the bench, then he's probably going to play like 22, 24. I'm probably going to swap off of him if he comes off the bench. But if he starts, I do like Lou Will quite a bit. Van Vliet, Kyra Lewis, Bogdan, Giannis, Ayton, Bledsoe, J-Job Hansen. I don't know who J-Job Hansen is in Harrell. Or I guess you mean James Johnson. James Johnson, I got you. So Van Vliet, Kyra Lewis, Bogdan, Giannis, Ayton, Bledsoe, James Johnson, Harrell. I mean, yeah, that's solid team money. None of these 5 guys are small forward in Yahoo. You need to get one small forward. I mean, you can find a different small forward. I didn't give you those 5 guys just to play those 5 guys, but if you want to, I guess you can. I'm not going to build out a lineup for you, though. That's not what I do here. But I guess if you want to play those 5 guys that I just gave out, you can play those 5 guys on Yahoo and then fill out the rest. But yes, I mean, there's no small forward to play from that game because I'm not playing Tony Snell and I'm not playing Wes Iwundu, so you'll have to find a different small forward. There's plenty of options, and you'll have plenty of salary if you want to build around those 5 that I gave out. But I'm about to end the stream here, guys. We've been live for a good minute. We've been live for about 50 minutes, so I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Best of luck on this slate. It's going to be a crazy one for sure. I'm excited to see, what the ownership is on these Pelicans guys and these Hawks guys. I think they're going to be really popular, but we'll see. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight. Appreciate y'all being here. As always, if I don't take down another tournament tonight, hope one of you guys do. All right? Good luck, fellas. Good luck.